Good evening. Grown Black folks talk when brothers get the job done. Okay, so I saw something beautiful. I saw something very ugly on Martin Luther King weekend, and I saw something very beautiful. And there were some lessons that I drew from it. And I'm going to make this quick because I'm going to post it tonight. There were some incidents on Sunday. Unfortunately, Dr. Martin Luther King was not the trending Black man on Sunday and Monday. There were two people dominating Twitter and social media. One was a pastor who rubbed spit in his brother's face live and in living color on Sunday, a Black mega pastor. And the other one was a quarterback who, after making perhaps one of the most inadvisable plays at the end of a game in NFL history, went and said that it was cool for his fans to be throwing things at the officials at the end of the game. Now, I don't have to dig into, I know that a number of my subscribers are Black women who have been going through things with Black men. And at this point, it would be popular content for me to read these men for filth. However, a lot of prominent brothers with channels in the different fields, athletics, spirituality, and even business and motivation, have actually come out and done the job already. So, and I watched this, they just started popping up on my page Monday. Some of it I didn't even know what was going on, but the brothers that I follow, I saw them, these men checked these brothers, and they checked the brothers that are caping for these brothers. They checked them. I mean, people who went into great detail talking about what a humiliation this is, and how this is not it for the Black male image, particularly not on the weekend that we recognize Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., perhaps the most influential Black man who has ever lived in the 20th century. Perhaps, I don't know who you would put with him if he was not. Maybe we could put President Barack Obama up there, but I don't even think he would qualify. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. changed not only the nation, but the world. So on the weekend that we set aside to remember him, these brothers got up and did the right thing. And they told these other brothers, no, this is not it, gentlemen. This is not it. This is a disgrace. They broke it down so well, I don't need to read anybody for filth. The brothers did the checking and correcting of each other. And I thought that was beautiful, because oftentimes as Black women, we get discouraged because we live in communities where we do not see this happening. But I'm talking about person after person after person after person after person after person. Black men came out and said, nope, this is not it. Again, 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 again. Meaning that there are Black men in prominent positions with influence who are setting a higher standard for the Black men that pay attention to them. All is not lost. Martin Luther King Day weekend. All is not lost. Now, a couple lessons to draw from this. I do not need to read these two gentlemen for filth. Why? Because the brothers are taking care of business. One of the ways that a woman can rest in her femininity is when a Black man is doing a good job, just back up and let him do it. You don't always need to jump into everything. Let the brothers handle things as they need to handle things. Number one, and number two, what you see depends on what you're looking at. I have been so busy hitting do not recommend channel, unfollow over the past several years, that there was no way that a brother who would make excuses for these two men could pop up on my page. It simply could not happen anymore, because what I have decided to do, and have been deciding this for a while, is that men who have no sense of anything but their individual foolishness are not allowed in my presence. And even if we're talking about my presence being social media, for that matter, we're just not going to do this. And ladies, if you do want to rest in your femininity, it is very important that you stop arguing with people. It's very important that you not even take time to even read people for filth. Just exit them from your life, out. Because when you wake up in the morning and the men around you, even virtually, are all doing and saying the right things, and you realize, oh, wait a minute, these are the men that I chose to have around me virtually. Now, the men that I deal with personally, I watched the game with my dad on the weekend. And he just said a bit like, we watched the end of the game together because I was late getting there. We watched it. He's like, oh, that was totally his fault. What you made? And, you know, the men I have around me are kind of modeled on my dad, and he's a good, solid individual. So I don't have any men around me who would just use that kind of behavior either. I haven't even, my dad is a minister. I haven't even told him about the spit in the face. Dad is 85. He does not need to have a heart attack. No. He would be lit. And that's the kind of man that I tend to have around me. And it becomes a beautiful thing, even as a single woman, when I can talk to any number of men around me or listen to any number of men or look at what YouTube or Facebook serves me, and they all are on point. That did not happen by accident. I have exited people who make no sense out of my life purposely, even more so at age 39, more so at age 40, and we just started 41. It makes a difference. That's what gives you the room to not have to be in these fights with other people. 3, I do not expect that anyone listening to me who is divestment or divestment adjacent, I'm not saying you have to change your relationship status. I'm not saying there's 1,000 Black men or 1,000,000 Black men or 10 million. I'm not making the argument about, well, there's lots of good Black men. I don't know all of that. I don't know all of that. But I can tell you this. No matter where you think you're going, what you want to look out for is 2 things, one in others and one in yourself. What you see depends on what you're looking at. If you make it a point to exit toxic people from your life, eventually the people around you are not toxic. But you have to not be toxic. Which means that when you recognize a man doing good of any color, you need to show appreciation for that. And it does not matter if you stay single. The men that I work around and do $1,000,000 projects with, they know that I respect them. They're doing the work, they receive appreciation, they receive assistance. And if I did not respect them, I would not work with them. There is mutual understanding. Anywhere you go, in the circles of men, I just got another thank you note drop for something that I did for someone. This man reported a personal thank you. I just met him last week for the conference. But when you are able to see the good in a man and appreciate that and encourage that, then you get the privilege of being around better men, and the rest of the stuff slides out. I don't care what color man you want to deal with. I don't do relationship advice. I'm a 41-year-old virgin. That's not my calling. Not yet, at least. I don't do that. But I can tell you, the quality of men you have around you increases when you stop arguing with the foolishness and encourage what is good. And then you begin to see men checking men, because it does exist. What you see depends on what you're looking at. In your workplace, on the climb, as you're developing your life, this will continue to occur. It is not accidental. And the earlier you start in not feeling the need to fight with people and just exiting from toxicity, and then investing appreciation and care and support into men who are behaving appropriately and checking their brothers without you feeling the need to jump in, the more peace and the more productivity and the more respectful interactions you will learn how to have. And if you are single like me, and if you are still interested in men, because I know some of you listening to me are not in that space right now, and this is not up for discussion. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. But no matter where you go as a woman, you're going to have to deal in some way, unless, of course, now it is possible. There are all women communities in the world. They exist. It is possible. But for most of us that are not going to do that, some kind of interaction with men is necessary. Eliminate toxicity in who you hang around with. Eliminate toxicity in yourself by learning how to appreciate and encourage and celebrate when men do something right. There are some, and some of those men are definitely Black. Just a thought. This is a conversation for grown folks who are healing from their trauma. This is not a conversation if you come into my comments talking about this, that, and the third. I may choose to discourse with you about it and explain further. I may put your toxic tail out. It's my page. And this is what I'm saying. Think about it. Don't react to it. Think about it. If the idea that Black men doing the right things is that triggering, you need life coaching. You need therapy. Simple as that. If I lose subscribers, it is what it is. But we cannot constantly be walking around in this state of just toward all Black men. It's not healthy. And it causes us to miss the complexity of what's going on in the Black community. And it causes us to miss out on being able to rejoice when things actually are going well. And that's not healthy either. So I just put this out there. It was Martin Luther King Day weekend. Dr. Martin Luther King definitely believed in the potential of all of people, Black men and Black women, and of course, the future of Black children. So in respect to the great leader whose birthday I share, January 15th, he was 1934, I am 1981. It was necessary to give some love to the brothers and to help us as sisters be able to see what is good and continue to judge men, not by their being born Black or white, but by what did Dr. King teach us? The content of their character. Have a good evening. Thank you for watching.